What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the quartering. I just don't know if I can do this again. I don't want to follow another trial between these two people. I just don't. It was done and dusted. And now we're going back. I suppose JD could still win more by overturning the $2 million judgment against him. I don't see any path to victory for the liar, but I suppose let's take a look at it because we're back into it now. Now this is just our life. We are nonstop having to cover this. Quick reminder, we got we're printing our Founders Edition Challenge coins for Coffee Brand Coffee, which are made of metal, and they're a special thank you for everyone who's helping out with the K-Cup pre-orders. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. We have our two most popular blends, the medium and the dark roast. Once we have the pre-orders shipped, hopefully in September, we'll be able to start moving all of our roasts and offer them in K-Cups for those that want them. You can get either a 12-pack or a 72-pack. We discounted the 72-pack pretty heavily. And whichever one you get the Founders coin and the satisfaction of knowing going forward, everybody else that buys K-Cups from us, you will be responsible for that being able to be offered, and I greatly appreciate it. If you don't like K-Cups, we have our 6 coffees on sale today, our cold brew bags, which are tough to keep in stock, and 3 hot cocos, and 6 organic loose leaf teas: masala chai, oolong, chamomile, green tea, English, and Earl Grey. Somebody came on stream last night and was like, "Oh, I really wish you had masala chai," and I'm like, "Oh, my friend, we do have chai." So I'll leave a link in the description and get your pre-order in today. Separate the pre-order though from your other products. So do the pre-order, and then if you want to get anything else, put it on a separate order just so they don't get held up. Now, her legal team cited the court had made errors that prevented a just and fair verdict consistent with the First Amendment as a reason for the filing. Look, we all knew that this was going to get appealed. We knew that this was never going to end. I don't think that this, that this indicates any chance of getting it overturned. I don't see any reason, although I'm not a lawyer. However, I will also say, hilariously, she could actually end up losing worse, because in response to this, JD also is appealing the $2 million judgment against him, meaning, let's say there's a very real scenario where he gets that overturned, because I thought that was weird, honestly, because it was his lawyer that was saying these things. Why does he have to pay for that? That didn't make any sense to me. That felt like the jury was like, oh, we just got to get something. We got to help him out somehow. Quote, "We are therefore appealing the verdict," her team wrote in a statement issued to Entertainment Weekly Thursday. "While we realize today's filings will ignite the Twitter bonfires, there are steps we need to take to ensure both fairness and justice." A jury, of course, in Fairfax County ruled in June that she intentionally and maliciously defamed JD when she wrote her 2018 Washington Post op-ed, which detailed her experiences as a, quote, survivor. JD was awarded $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. The judge later reduced that to the statutory cap of $350,000. AH earned a small countersuit victory of $2 million in compensatory damages. Now, those were because of statements that Adam Waldman had made, from what I understand, his lawyer. Again, I think it's very likely that he may get that overturned, and then this appeal could actually make things worse. There is a potential. Okay, so there is some potential she gets that number reduced or something of that nature. That's possible. She could do that. It's also possible that she doesn't do that and JD wins, thus sinking another $2 million in the hole. Quote, "I'm heartbroken that the mountain of evidence still was not enough to stand up to the disproportionate power, influence, and sway of my ex," she said following the verdict. "I'm even more disappointed with what the verdict means for other women." Now, I don't know. I mean, I don't think this means anything for other women. I might argue that it means something for liars. I mean, if you don't lie, that seems like that would be a good thing. Trying to make yourself get a ton of clout because you want better pay for acting gigs, because you want to capitalize off the me as well movement. JD said he was truly humbled in his own statement. "Speaking the truth, was something I owed to my children and all those who have remained steadfast in the support of me. I feel at peace knowing I have finally accomplished that. Now, there is some rumors that there was a scenario where he was not going to make her pay, that he was just going to let it ride and not make her pay for the 10 million. I mean, that was just what people said. I can't imagine a world where I'm him and I don't. Now, maybe make her pay and then donate that money. I think it would be more hilarious if you made her pay and then took her money and donated it to the Children's Hospital, not the ACLU, obviously, because in my opinion, it feels like they were culpable in all of this too. But the appeal finally comes after a judge denied her initial motion for a mistrial earlier this month. Her legal team cited juror fraud, alleging that a member of the jury of the trial was not actually called to serve for duty. The two jurors who reside in the same house have the same name. The legal team said it in the court documents. Presiding Judge Penny Carta dismissed the notion, which Depp's team called desperate and frivolous. When reached for comment on the appeal Thursday, a spokesperson for JD told DW, the jury listened to the extensive evidence presented during the 6-week trial and came to a clear and unanimous verdict that the defendant herself defamed him in multiple instances. We remain confident in our case and that the verdict will stand. I would assume so too. Like, to be totally honest, I would assume that this would stay. I can't see a scenario where you wouldn't. And like, I guess you have to appeal this, you know, I guess. But now Johnny responds after the appeal process. And he himself now is saying, well, guess what? That $2 million consolation prize that you got, I'm going to take that back. I'm going to make this even worse on you. And I mean, the whole content machine is going to get spun up again. Although, you know, I would suspect that in the appeal, you're not going to have like the same media circus. You're not going to see really much new evidence provided. And it must really sting, to be honest, that really it was her testimony that sunk the ship. You saw a lot of like quote unquote anonymous sources coming out and saying, hey, she made us feel uncomfortable. By the way, I will cover this trial fairly and unbiasedly. And if you want my coverage, please do click that red subscribe button down below. It helps greatly. On June 1st, obviously we saw the verdict. New developments have come in the week after Judge Penny Carta denied the request for mistrial. Now, JD's team has responded to the post-trial motion with a similar argument before the judge's ruling. When the judge made the verdict official last month, she ruled that the damages will come with a 6% annual interest and noted that if she were to appeal, she will have to post bond for the full amount of damage she owes. Now, isn't that interesting? So if she wants to appeal, she's going to have to post a bond for the $10 million or $8 million net, I assume. I assume that's not the whole amount. I'm assuming there's like, it's a bond, like, so it's a percentage of that. But she's going to tie up even more money. And the question is, are you going to fire that legal team that was a complete disaster, or are you going to still ride the same people again? The day after the verdict, her lawyer said in a TV interview that she planned to appeal the actress and cannot appeal, and the actress can absolutely not afford to pay the damages. You shouldn't have done the crime then, right? Bredehoff had mentioned in closing arguments that she racked up $6 million in legal fees by that point in the trial. $6 million defending this. That alone is insane. That $6 million is that kind of defense. That's the defense that $6 million bought you. Yikes. And I'm sure the lawyers are happy to appeal this and happy to go after it. Think about that, $6 million on top of the 10 that she already can't pay. She's also in a separate legal battle with her insurance provider, who is liable for paying her court fees. And JD reached a pretrial settlement with a crew member from one of the movies who claimed He hit him, and he also denied that, and that went away. This could actually get really, really bad for her. And the fact that $6 million has been racked up in just legal fees alone, she's just broke. Like, dead broke. There's no other way to describe it. Well, it's going to be a wild appeal. I assume it'll be much quicker than the other one. I appreciate everyone's support, watching the channel, subscribing, and checking out Coffee Brand Coffee. It's been an absolutely amazing July for the company. We're headed towards our biggest month yet, and we've got so much more planned for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.